Hey, y'all, it is JR here from the Veterans Ranch. Happy Thursday, Friday Eve. Weekend's right around the corner. We never take a day off because our active duty military never get a day off. But hey, that's us. If that's you too, God bless you. But everybody needs a day off every now and again. Again, I am your host, COO, and Vice President, co founder of the Veterans Ranch. You can always find us at theveteransranch.org, where we work with veterans and their families through equine therapy. Our goal and mission is to help everyone come full circle and become a new and improved version of themselves and lay down heavy coats of burden. Let's really just get right into it today. We're glad everybody's here. Again, happy Thursday. Kind of want to do a part two what we did yesterday. Yesterday, we announced the Fox News article that was written. And again, thank you to Fox News for publishing the article. And at the same time, damn it, Fox put it on TV. Everybody else should be picking it up as well in terms of the mainstream media. A lot of other people are picking up on that article on social media. And we're glad that we could do our part to put it out there. What article are we talking about? Talking about the article that shares that the veteran suicide rate is more than likely double what everybody at the VA or the government, however you want to say it, is quoting. They were using, I had somebody tell me today that they're using 2019 stats for a 2021 report. And chances are the 2019 stats probably weren't even correct because they are miscalculating and underrepresenting certain things when it comes to veteran suicides. You can go to foxnews.com, read the article for yourself and see the information. We bring you the facts. We won't bring you anything without verifying it first. But that means, folks, we're at war. You saw the title. We are at war. Y'all probably went, holy shit, JR thinks we're at war. What are we at war with? We're at war with PTS. We're at war with what it does to our veterans, our brave men and women that raised their right hand, that said, I'll go, send me to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. So guys like me can sit here and flap our gums on the internet and talk about what we're talking about today. I was on a podcast earlier today. If you're not familiar with Chad Osenga, go look him up. Amazing individual. I was on his podcast earlier today, and you'll be able to see that when that releases. But go check out Chad Osenga. You can find him on all the socials. Amazing individual, retired Army sniper, just amazing guy. So we're at war. We're at war with everything that PTS does to our brave men and women, the things they've seen, the things they've had to go through or experience, whether they're door kickers, tip of the spear, or you're like my good friend Cowboy who lost some good friends to an Osprey accident. He wasn't a door kicker, wasn't tip of the spear, but that still messes with him that he lost some friends in an Osprey accident that he'll never see again. So PTS comes in a whole lot of different forms, and obviously we are here because of the effects of PTS to do our part to end veteran suicide through equine therapy. God's majestic animals are great things. You've heard me talk about it all the time, but I'm going to talk about it again. They are God's majestic animal. They can literally feel a gnat land on their back, and yet they know everything about you probably 15 plus feet away. They're paying attention to you long before you think they're paying attention to you, but they can help you lay down that baggage. They can help you lay down those heavy coats of burden and walk off as new and improved versions of yourself. And the Veterans Ranch is going to be here to help you with that for as long as it takes. Folks, this is a war that's been going on for decades, probably long since before World War II, have been dealing with veteran suicide. It wasn't discussed. It was talked about shell shock. It was very quiet. Started getting discussed probably around the Vietnam era, but even as my dad says, it was still very hush-hush, very quiet, very secretive. The stigma was probably at its highest because it was just looked down upon, especially maybe by older generations who dealt with similar things coming home from World War II and Korea, and maybe felt that as Gen Xers use the term "suck it up, buttercup," they thought maybe the younger generation just needed to suck it up, buttercup, and move forward like they did. Fast forward now to 2022, veteran suicides at an all-time high because over decades of losing this war with veteran suicide and the effects from PTSD, we're not addressing it. We're not dealing with it. And we need to. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have to deal with it. I'm going to be on here beating this drum every day that we are at war, and we are at war with PTSD and what those things cause. All right. This isn't water cooler talk. It isn't necessarily fun conversation with, your buddies and some beer at a bar or restaurant or whatever. It's somewhat of a depressing topic to talk about. But folks, that Fox News article confirmed what we have been saying for close to 5 years. We've heard, if you're in the veteran community or you have a veteran in your family, you've heard the 22 a day. It's starting to become more of a popular sentiment that 22 a day is 22 too many, and that is 100% true and accurate. But post-COVID, numbers were coming out at 35 plus a day, and that article now confirms that it's probably closer to 44 a day. Do the math. That is well north of 15,000 great Americans checking out off this planet every single day that do not need to. We're going to get right into a sponsor real quick. Of course, we always like you to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We thank you to all of our followers, supporters, people that donate, everything to help keep this drive, this mission, this dream going of helping veterans and immediate household family. And so help me God, we are going to win this war against PTSD because we have to. Okay. These young men and women, the half of 1% to 1% that sign their name on the dotted line, instead of the chicken giving up the egg, they're the pigs that could potentially give up the bacon. And hopefully you understand that joke, meaning that somebody today who is, standing a post, guarding a wall, could potentially give their last full measure of devotion for their country. We don't talk that way anymore, but we need to think and talk that way again. Somebody who could just be a cook, a clerk, any job, whatever your MSO is in the service, you may still have to grab a rifle one day and give your last full measure of devotion for your country. So you civilians out there like me and my wife, who started this organization with my father, who's a Vietnam veteran, think about that. You get to do everything you do today because of our veterans. You get to be a Republican. You get to be a Democrat. You get to be a radical leftist. You get to be a radical righty. You get to be red or blue or a donkey or an elephant or a TikTok star or YouTube star because of what our veterans have done for us for all the way back in time. Okay? Because if people didn't stand up and say, I'll go send me, and have that American patriotic pride, who knows? We may have not ever made it past the Queen's English. But we definitely could have been speaking German or anything else, because some brave men and women decided to step up and say, no, this will not happen. America will stand, the land of the free, because of the brave. These colors don't run. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Be our megaphone. Help get that message out there. And again, help us end this war against PTSD. Want to talk about our good friends over at Allen's Boots in Austin, Texas. We're just going to read their stuff here. Allen's Boots has been an Austin tradition since 1977. Nestled snugly along the popular shopping strip of South Congress Avenue, you'll find the Big Red Boot sign and some Texas hospitality. As a family-owned business, we have worked to put together a knowledgeable sales staff that'll treat you like family and be glad to help you find the perfect boot for your lifestyle. Whether you wear boots to work every day, like I do, or you need that perfect pair to complete that look for your perfect outfit, Allen's Boots can help you. Go to allensboots.com. You see the website right there, allensboots.com. Ask for the boot man and tell them JR sent you, and they'll definitely hook you up. So let's take a brief break here. We'll be right back. All right, everyone, welcome back. Thank you for hanging out with us, and for everybody that just joined us right now across all spectrums of the old interwebs, thank you for supporting the Veterans Ranch Show. Again, please continue to like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is how we grow our message by y'all, great Americans who help be our megaphone. Well, it's that time, folks. We need to talk about money, okay? Horses and money, they never go hand in hand. There's always a cash flow problem. It's always flowing out faster than it's flowing in. When you got to feed your investment, well, folks, the word horse and sheep never go together. But we are here to do everything we have to do because we do not charge veterans or their immediate household family for the services we offer. So let me be real clear with that. Let's say we go do a trail ride and we get it discounted because they have to feed their investments. And we get a discount. Instead of $55 a person, it's $45 a person, and we're taking 30 people out for the day. Do the math. It adds up real quick. Because again, our now veterans signed on the dotted line originally to potentially give their last full measure of devotion for their country. So we are going to do everything we can for them, and we're not going to charge them for it. Okay. So again, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Help send that message. Give, Send, Go, folks. You saw this yesterday. We put this out there. Give, Send, Go campaign. We are working on raising $10 million. My God, $10 million. Some of the biggest organizations, if you looked at their 990s, and I am not here to tear down anybody else's house to build our own, I am just stating facts. Some of the ones you see on TV every single night have $450 million budgets. Now, some of that has to go to admin costs. Some of that goes to the mission. Some of it has to go to marketing and advertising to generate more money. But they have $450 million budgets. Others have billions of dollars. And I don't just mean veteran organizations, okay? Some of y'all might know the ones I'm talking about, and some you've maybe never heard of, okay? There are some out there that have $3-4 billion a year budgets, CEOs that get paid astronomical amounts of money to run those things. But everybody's got to get paid. Everybody's got to eat. I'm not here to debate salaries versus no salaries, volunteer organizations versus non-volunteer organizations, or where the money goes. What I'm telling you is we're dealing with horses, folks. And when you're dealing with horses, you need cash. Unfortunately, post-COVID, there were a lot of equine therapy facilities out west, because quite honestly, it's still a relatively unknown term in the veteran world east of the Mississippi. But out west, there were a lot that shut down because they didn't have the staying power to hold on during, through, and post-COVID. And they had shut down, sell the horses and everything else. So yeah, we're trying to raise 10 million when others have 450 million to multi-billion-dollar a year budgets in the nonprofit world. 10 million is a drop in the bucket. Now, here's how simple this is. 10 million people watching this right now. Everybody jump on givesendgo.com/the Veterans Ranch for everybody who's listening to this on a podcast today, and give $1. Done. We hit the goal. That's how simple and easy this is, folks. In order for people, for us, okay, as civilians and veterans, to win the war against PTSD and the effects it causes, and veteran suicide, and everything else that goes on, the divorce rate, there's so many things that are wrapped up into the effects of PTSD. We don't have enough time to cover them all today. But in order for us to win the war, we got to win it with cash. Okay, we can't help others if we can't help ourselves. If we can't pay ourselves, we got to pay ourselves something. We got to live, we got to eat. I don't need an obscene salary, but we have to live, we have to eat. We have to, buy more horses. We have to build a flagship ranch. I've told y'all, I've been very brutally honest over the years, but how we do this is my family room. This is not a fancy green screen, and we run this out of our home. So we use other people's horses and facilities to do what we do right now, because doing something is better than sitting around and hoping one day we get around to being able to get in a piece of dirt and doing something someday. So don't get me wrong. We'd much rather do what we're doing than do nothing at all. But that's how simple this really is, okay? GiveSendGo.com/the Veterans Ranch and give $1. Give 5, give 10, give 20, give $1 million. Maybe you're somebody out there that can write that $10 million check and it's not going to hurt your bank account. Okay. Everything's tax deductible from $1 all the way up. We will send you the tax receipt. You think I'm kidding? Donate $1. You'll get a tax receipt for $1. Who couldn't use the tax write-off? Okay. From a McDonald's worker, who I was one back in the day. So I'm not making fun of nobody. So, the lowly fast food worker up to the high level CEO, everybody's getting a tax write-off for the money they donate. Now, let's take this out of here. One thing we're going to show is how simple this is. Okay, everybody's saying, JR, inflation, everything's tough right now. I get it. Okay, I went to the store the other day. I bought 4 things and I spent $36. Eggs, bacon, all the stuff that's up 40, 50, 60%. A half gallon of milk, little thing of cheese. Felt like I was back in college, except I didn't have to spend that much back when I was in college. Here's what we're talking about. Here's how simple this is, okay? Now, this article you'll see is from when? 2015. How much it costs to eat at 22 chain restaurants, the top 22, okay? Now, let's go through this a little bit. This is 2015. We're talking 7 years ago. So with inflation, these numbers are higher. With the average check of $12.17 per person at the time, we're not promoting anybody. This was the article, it's from businessinsider.com back in 2015. Red Robin was the cheapest chain at the time at $12.17 per person. Okay. The one thing we're asking and have been asking is to get 22,000 people to give $22 a month for 1 year. Okay. Or it's $264 a year. However you want to, break it out. Well, JR, I can't afford $22 a month. Maybe you can't, but a lot of people that are going to places like Red Robin and other stores that are spending an average of $12.17 a person, which chances are that's probably closer to $15+ now with inflation. A family of 3 is at $35 for one visit. Okay, let's just say it's $15, $45. $45. If it's 15 a piece, you're at $45. That better have been a damn good burger. Okay. And that's any place. Now, I'm not trying to judge anybody. I'm not trying to say you shouldn't eat out. I'm just saying don't eat out once a month and help us raise $10 million. That's how simple this is. Okay. And I mean, this takes it from the cheapest at Red Robin all the way up to Eddie V's, very high end, restaurant at an average of $88 a plate. But the bottom line is all these places, okay, I'm looking here. These places are still open. They're still in business. Some of them I don't know. They might be more in your area than ours. I don't know what BWLD is. You can drop it in the comments if you're familiar with it. Bonefish still around. Carrabba's still around. Obviously, Red Lobster, Cheesecake Factory, Longhorn Steakhouse, Olive Garden, Texas Roadhouse. I love me some Texas Roadhouse. And you're almost $16 a plate. You're $15.80 a plate. Again, this was 7 years ago. So imagine where we are today in terms of pricing with inflation and what have you. So, how hard is it when you really break it down and think about it to go to GiveSendGo.com and make a one-time donation, or you can go to theveteransranch.org, hit the donate button, and do monthly donations. Okay. I think either one you could set up monthly donations. But the point is, this is the one where we've got the goal, $10 million. It's right on the thing. Now, to be honest with you, folks, we've raised $50. Yep, $50. And thank you to the 2 people that gave $25 each. But obviously, folks, it takes, takes a village to raise a child, and it's going to take the nation to get behind the Veterans Ranch and help us raise $10 million. There are 330 million people in this country. About 180 million are working age. So from the 16-year-old with a first job to, sadly nowadays, even some of our senior citizens that have had to go back to work due to inflation, you can afford $264 a year, $22 a month, a one-time donation of $10. It all adds up. Okay, again, if I had 10 million people give $1 each, I know there's 10 million people out there. There's 10 million people watching this between my network, your network, their network, their network. There's 10 million people that could get online right now to givesendgo.com/the Veterans Ranch and give a buck. Okay. I mean, I don't know if you can see him here over my shoulder, but hang on, wrong side. You'll see him over there. Okay. That's Bucky. You see the deer down there? That's Bucky. Bucky always asks people to give a buck about veterans. Yes, it's tongue in cheek. Yes, we're having fun. Because if I say it the way I want to say it and get into the curse-laden tirades that sometimes y'all have heard me get into before, social media will censor me, and I cannot afford to have my message censored. Okay. So, one of two places. Okay. Go to theveteransranch.org. You can give a buck there. Okay. But we have the ticker going on givesendgo.com//the Veterans Ranch. So you can see where your money's going. We're going to take a very short break here, but I want to get into our other sponsors. And that's the folks over at the Cowboy Channel. TheCowboyChannel.com. Their other channel is called RFD-TV. It's Rural Media Group out of Fort Worth, Texas. Absolutely amazing individuals over there. They care about America. They care about the Western way of life, rodeo, cowboys, cowgirls, because we all got a little cowboy deep inside. So saith Cody Johnson. And, let's support the Cowboy Channel right now. You can, they're in the middle of 100 rodeos in 100 days. If you're into rodeo and you love watching rodeo, maybe you didn't know these guys existed, check out your local cable or satellite provider, or just go to thecowboychannel.com and click on Cowboy Channel Plus, and you can actually get their streaming package for just $9.95 a month. And for a little bit more, you can add the 2022 Wrangler National Finals rodeo coverage to that and be able to stream it from anywhere you've got an internet connection. So again, our great friends at the Cowboy Channel, check out thecowboychannel.com today, and we will be right back. Had to get Bucky. Bucky's asking everybody to give a buck about veterans. Talking into the microphone. Give a buck about veterans today. Yeah, it's cheesy. I'm being stupid and goofy, but who cares? You got to have a little fun with this because this is a damn serious topic. Folks, we're at war. Okay? We are at war. It's not with Afghanistan. It's not with Iraq. It's not with Russia. It's not with North Korea. We are at war with the long-term effects of PTSD and what it does to individuals, to families, to careers, with the worst part being veteran suicide. Okay, so we're going to put Bucky back over here. Again, folks, we're going to kind of keep it short and sweet. We're coming up on 24 minutes. givesendgo.com/the Veterans Ranch. With this many people, with this many states, there are 19 million veterans out there. If every veteran gave $1 to help your brothers and sisters get the therapy and help and assistance that they need, we're above the goal. Okay? A lot of times people think you need to be this big corporation. You got to be this big CEO to write a big check. Don't get me wrong. I would take one of those today. No strings attached. Okay. We're not going to compromise principles for cash. Just be real clear and honest with that right now. But you, the American people, do you give a buck? Do you give a buck about veterans? Now, again, maybe you didn't serve. I didn't serve. Maybe you don't even have any veterans in your family that serve. That's okay. But do you care about 13, 14,000 people checking out off this planet every single year? I mean, have you done the math? It's actually 16,060 people at 44 a day. My math wasn't that good in my head. I had to use my phone calculator. Do you care about one? It's sad. I'm not proud of this. I make people cry weekly when I'm on networking groups and one-on-ones and everything, talking about how we are at war with veteran suicide and PTSD, because they don't know. They don't pay attention to this. It may not be their circle of influence. They're not in the veteran community. Or it's just something they don't want to pay attention to. It's tough. And I haven't experienced it personally, but I can tell you the numerous amounts of people I've talked to that have. And I just set my phone down and put it on speaker and listen to them literally bawl their eyes out for hours on end sometimes. So I can't say I feel your pain because I've never been there, but I can have all the empathy in the world, and believe me, I do. Do you have empathy? Can you have empathy? Can you give $1? Obviously, I want you to give more, but simply when it breaks down to it, can you give $1? Do you have $1 and change on your nightstand? A change jar, because, they don't even want us carrying cash around anymore. But that's a different topic for a different day. Do you have change? Can you give $1? Of course you can. The worst of times, when it cost me $130 to fill up my 2011 F-350, I could find $1 to give somebody for a good cause. We do it all the time during the holidays. And folks, we're coming into the fourth quarter. If memory serves me right, today is the first day of fall. So we're coming into the last quarter of the year. We're coming into giving season. You're going to start hearing the bells and seeing the little red buckets on the little tripods. Ding, 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 ding. You don't even think twice about it. Take some change out of your pocket, find $1. I laugh every year. I see women scrunching in the bottom of their purse looking for change. Or you just took the change you just got from the grocery store and you throw it in that bucket and you don't even think twice about it. You don't ask where it goes. You don't ask if it's going to you don't ask if it's going to somebody's salary or if it's going to where it's supposed to be going. You just throw it in there. That's what we're asking for. We got a virtual red bucket. And we're ringing. Nah, we ain't ringing a bell. We got a megaphone that says we are at war. We're at war, folks. And if you don't think this is a war, you're just not paying attention. Or again, maybe you just didn't know. But the bottom line is we are at war. And PTSD is an MFer that has its heels dug in. Unless you help us, so we can even help other great organizations. Okay. We have other organizations on the list that we are wanting to help so desperately. But we got to be able to have our budgets and our needs met before we can help others. We're also looking for patriots and veterans alike that have some land and horses to become affiliate ranches around the country. Go to theveteransranch.org, reach out to us today and say, how do I become an affiliate ranch? Again, there's 19 million veterans in this great land of ours, folks, and guarantee a large percentage of them would take advantage of this service if they knew it was available. So go to theveteransranch.org and let us know that you got some land and horses, where you're located, and that you'd like to help and become an affiliate ranch. We are also building a virtual wall. If you know someone, friend, family member, that unfortunately committed suicide and checked out off this planet, we want to honor those people, and not for the fact that they committed suicide. Their final act is not their final defining moment of their life. The demons got a hold of them. They lost the battle with the demons, and the demons won. That was not them. They were brothers and sisters in arms, brothers and sisters in the civilian world, mothers, fathers, sons, daughters. They were amazing people. They were teammates, athletes, high school quarterback stars or whatever. We want to honor those people. So we have Operation Final Roll Call. The wall's getting built right now. What we need is you to send a picture of your loved one. Could be in or out of uniform, whatever you want to choose. Please make sure it's a high quality resolution photo so we can put it on the website. Name, date of birth, and extraction date, when they were in the service and what they did, what their job was, and something funny about them. Let's remember them for who they were, not what ended up happening to them at the end. And if you're comfortable with it, please take a brief 1-2 minute video. Please make sure to hold your phone horizontally when you do it so the video quality is better. And send that to contact@theveteransranch.org. This is part of where that 10 million is going, folks. This stuff costs money to do. It costs money, it costs time. We have to pay people to do this kind of stuff. But we want to do this stuff to honor the men and women who served with honor, distinction, and came home from war, but lost the battle with their demons when they were home. Their names will never be on the Vietnam Wall, the traveling Iraqi Afghanistan Wall, Korean Memorial Wall, World War II Wall. We want to honor those people. It does not matter when they served. If that loved one or friend or whatever committed suicide after being home from their service, we want to honor them. Operation Final Roll Call is in full effect. Please send the information to contact@theveteransranch.org. Help us honor these brave men and women. And again, we need money to do that, folks. You got to have some skin in the game. And all we're asking for is 10 million people to give $1. That's not a whole lot of skin. If you can give more, God bless you. If all you can give is the $1, God bless you. But 10 million people giving $1 should be no hill for a climber. We should blow that goal out of the water and be twice that amount. But right now, the goal is 10 million. Prove me wrong. Show me, originally from Missouri. Show me that 10 million people out there care about veterans and give a buck about their freedoms and what's going on in this country today, and that regardless of what side of political aisle you sit on, who you voted for, who you wish would have won, or any of that bullshit, our veterans and our active duty service members are the ones that are fighting for those freedoms so we can sit here and have those petty arguments over politics. So givesendgo.com/the Veterans Ranch for everybody who's listening, where podcasts are available. And please like, comment, share, and subscribe. But go to givesendgo.com/the Veterans Ranch. Give a buck. Give more if you can. We're not trying to put anybody in a lurch. Give a buck. You can find $1. I'm here to tell you. A homeless guy begging for change on the street that's got a prepaid cell phone and probably a prepaid debit card could get online right now and give a buck. So can you. Calling out America. We are at war. Help us win the battle against PTSD and the effects leading to veteran suicide. As always, we love y'all. God bless. Take care. Giddy up.